He look cool. What up, y'all? We back, Bull Rad, another episode. A lot of shit going on. First of all, B Rad, how you been doing, man?
Maintaining, doing my thing, just chilling. How you doing?
Man, in and out. I did a little live yesterday. I had some of my people check in yesterday, and it was cool. It was fun. But right now, we get to the topics. We get real serious. So my boy, fucking Rowdy Rich. Like, wait a minute. Because first of all, Lil Wayne, he got caught up in New York, went to Rikers Island for some gun shit. Joel Santana went to Rikers Island for some gun shit. And a bunch of other big names went to jail on some gun shit when they messing with New York. But I don't know, like, is Rowdy Rich and Rikers Island, like, exactly? Let me know the details. What you know about this case? First of all, it's crazy.
I don't know exactly where he wound up being sent to, if he's still at the precinct or if he's actually touched down at Rikers, but he's gonna go to Rikers, unless he bails out before he got there, but I doubt that. We're just hearing about it today, so he's probably still in there. It's been 2 days now. But yeah, man, he got caught up. Him and two of his boys, two of his people, they were on the way to the Shell to do Governor's Ball at Governor's Island, and they got pulled over and subsequently searched, and they found the gun. It had the oversized clip, an extended clip on it, so high capacity clip,
extra charge,
high capacity magazine, whatever. And yeah, man, so that's illegal. So 3 of them got caught for it. I guess nobody's pointing fingers, so they arrested all 3 of them for it. It was him, some dude from Jersey somewhere, and some other guy. One of the guys was like 46 years old. The other dude was in his 20s, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they all got arrested, and it didn't say specifically Rikers Island, but they're not going to send him anywhere else. That's for sure. So he's going to be up in the mix.
Yeah, if they send Lil Wayne there.
If they sent Lil Wayne there. Lil Wayne was actually supposed to, they called Lil Wayne to back up this guy when he got arrested, because he got arrested shortly before. Mm-hmm. And apparently he backed out.
Wow. We getting some.
So it's not good. Definitely not good.
New Age plug, my boy, he be fucking with me. He said, "Why are we blaming Rowdy for having a gun? 3 artists have died in 2 weeks." Yeah, but we talking about New York, and they don't play that in New York. First of all, like, what do you suggest if you need to be protected? Because every time you move it make mad noise. Bring it down so we can see your whole body.
Yo, my audio's all messed up. I can't hear anything that you say. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, once you
fix this, I apologize.
All right, no problem. Now, he's saying, why are we blaming Rowdy Rich when rappers are getting killed out here all the time for having a gun? But this is New York, and there's ways to go about being protected, like security, armed security. You can't, unless you're going to be like Rowdy Rich. I think he got a little case. He got some felonies, so maybe he can't carry the gun. But come on, man. You can't be out here with a stick if you got a felony. You're going to go to jail in New York, period. You're going to jail, man. So ain't nobody blaming Rowdy Rich, but I feel like he should know better than to be running around with a stick in New York City. If Lil Wayne went to Rikers Island, then you really tripping. We lost B-Rad for a minute, but we'll see what's up. Lil Wayne went to Rikers Island for a gun. New Age plug. Like, you gotta blame somebody. Like, what is this dude doing? He tripping. It's pretty stupid. Any rapper that get caught in New York City with a gun ain't really thinking right, for real. He not trusting the security team, but whose fault is that? That got to be his fault. You gotta I don't know, man, because seriously, how the fuck is you with a gun as a multi-million-dollar platinum artist out here in these streets? Or unless it's the homies' guns and they arrested Rowdy Rich because he was in the vicinity, or the gun was on somewhere. I don't know the details of the case. Maybe you do. Let me know. You feel me? Call up and let me know, because I lost my boy B-Rad. I don't know what's up, but I just feel like Rowdy Rich, Rikers Island ain't a place for him. Because, and he a Crip. He a gang member from LA. He a Crip, and I'm sure he'll have his ties when he get up in there. But Rikers Island is still Blood City, unfortunately. So if he gonna live up in there, he gonna have to pay what he got to pay. Period. I just don't see a dude like Rowdy Rich going to Rikers Island, man. I wish I knew the details of the case and what's going on. Because sometimes a person will get arrested for the bullshit, but really the charges ain't gonna stick. So I don't know if the charge is gonna stick or not. We'll see. We'll find out. But all we know is Lil Wayne. If an artist as big as Lil Wayne got caught up and went to Rikers Island.
I apologize.
It's all right. We got a call. We're gonna see what's up.
To send the voicemail, press 2.
Yo, what up? What's your name? Where you calling from? Damn, Brad, you touch your phone. I swear, or whatever it is. Go ahead. My bad. Where you from? I can't hear you.
Palmetto, Florida, baby. Brazen, Florida.
That's what's up, homie. What's your opinion on this shit?
It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. It really makes me curious to like who's over there supplying him with the guns. Because you remember Whack 100? He was on the Academics podcast.
Uh-huh.
He kept saying, "I had it on me. So Whack 100 obviously had something on him while he was over there. You know, Roddy Ricch and Whack, they just started fucking with each other.
Yeah,
so I don't know Whack's a man.
Whack probably got a clean record by now. He did a juvenile thing or whatever, and we getting a lot of feedback from somewhere. But Whack did it, and Rowdy Ricch is still. He might be.
So he is going to do some time. When I think about up there, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. He will probably do some time. Wayne did do time, so dang, that's just unfortunate, man. That's unfortunate.
It really is. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You know, I mean, obviously they touched down in a strange city. Like he's coming from Compton. He's from Compton, right? So then he's coming out to New York to do a show. Like it's not. You know, they don't feel safe coming out here. And private security, that's not the same thing as having your own gun, especially when you roll with a gun. Like, you know, if he wasn't famous, nobody would even care. And he probably wouldn't have gotten run up. But I don't know. I don't know. It sucks. But, like, how did they even get pulled over in the first place, though? Like, why would they get pulled over? Like,
well, you know, with all the shit going on with YSL and all these rappers getting bagged up for all this crazy shit and RICO charges, all this shit. Like, New York has got a surge in crime because of drill rap. I know if y'all never heard about K-Flock and these dudes in the Bronx, they taking over the scene right now. This drill rap. K-Flock is in jail. He's in Rikers right now for a murder. But you got people like B-Love and Dougie B and all these dudes from the Bronx who's doing some big things. And the drill rap is becoming a problem for the city of New York. That's what they're saying. So when you come into New York with sticks and shit, some of them Atlanta dudes call it sticks with dicks. You know what I mean? They on the lookout for this shit. Yeah. And you got snitches.
DDG just got arrested for a gun charge too in LA. I know they just crack it down. Celebrities and rappers in general, they got their eyes on them. They pulling them over any chance they get, man.
Yo, something up with your thing, B-Rat. It's getting mad feedback. It's sounding crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm having serious problems with this shit. The fucking stand is broken, and I can't get it to fucking work.
You about to make me flash, homie. You fucking up the show. God damn it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, let me reconnect in a couple of minutes. I'm sorry. I'll be back.
Yeah, but I think.
Get the gloves ready.
What'd you say?
I told B-Rat to get the gloves ready.
Yeah, because you gonna have to shoot. You gonna have to, y'all. Yeah, man, for real. We gotta get into this next topic though. We talking about it's a lot of death around in Thug and everything else, and I just want to know if that's a coincidence. What y'all think about this? Because Metro Boomin was one of his first main producers that put him on. He did the thing in the beginning of Metro Boomin's beats where that Metro Boomin wants some mud, nigga, and then his mother ended up getting killed. Little Keed ended up getting killed. You feel me? Who else from the not getting killed? Lil Keed didn't get killed. He died. Then you got all this crazy shit going on in Atlanta. Trouble, an artist that he worked with in Atlanta, ended up getting killed. Like, it's crazy what's going on. Like, man, like, I think really when you name yourself a certain thing like Young Thug, even though I fuck with him and everything else, but you gotta I feel like, man, all this shit. This shit ain't no coincidence, man. This shit got a lot of
Also,
shit.
bro, yeah, it's crazy because remember, like a couple years ago, we were all saying, man, Atlanta, man, everyone gets along in Atlanta. I think besides Gucci and Jeezy, but everyone was working together. And then, like, I think the swamp stories and the fucking Trap Lord Ross, man, and all that shit. When we see, oh shit, why have to? Because I was out of touch on that shit. I didn't know they were like
I told you
to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Damn,
them dudes is in that shit.
I
like,
wonder.
It's a
Yeah,
lot.
the energy dark, bro. There's some dark ass energy over there.
It's gotta, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, and when you got a dark energy surrounding you, you see the fucking what's going on. It's insane, actually. Like, wow, all these motherfuckers, like all this death, destruction, and people getting locked up for the rest of their lives behind this shit. What you think? Let's get on this. Like YSL, how you think it's looking for Thug and everything else right now? You hear me? I think we lost it.
Yeah, exactly. And bro, dude, he making this place easy. I'm looking into it, like he made it. He's all the interviews he said, like he said, oh, I could have killed him if he wasn't with his kid, and I'm like, dude, man,
yeah,
wow. I think we slept on Thug when it came to gangster shit because of the dresses and shit. I think we weren't really. He fooled us.
A lot of people did. Me, you know, I'm from the gutter. I'm from all that shit. So I was the one telling my peoples like, nah, Thug one of the ones. They wasn't really believing me, and I hate to say it like that. Like, no, Thug was a gangster. Like, I knew he was a gangster, all that type of shit. But what I'm saying is, I knew he was from the gutter. I knew he was from unfortunate situations, and I knew his type. So that's why I gravitated towards his music from the beginning. And I was telling all my peoples about him, and now they all came back right before the case, and they fans of Thug. Thug became one of them dudes. But I kind of sensed it in the beginning, you know what I mean? But it's just sad to me because it's like right now they're refusing his bond because of his lyrics, basically. I talked about this before, but I'm just saying, like, the shit just ain't right. So, and right now it's looking bad because of his lyrics for him. That's just my opinion. And we're going to move on. I don't know what the fuck B-Rad at. Pissing me off.
Yeah, it has something to do. It also, they went in because the guy shooting at the cop, one of his affiliates, was shot at a cop 6 times. You know what I mean? And then before that, and down here in Florida, we had they got Money Gang Murder, one of the gangs he's associated with. 30 people they got down here. And then they got 30 in North Carolina, like 2 weeks before that. So there has to be some kind of connection there, man. Somebody's talking. I want to know how many people are talking.
We're about to
Probably
find out.
18. Yeah, Gotti's one of them. Yeah, you know, Gotti's singing like a bird.
I guarantee we're going to find out a lot of these dudes is talking. And it's going to be crazy, but I don't know about Young Thug. I don't know if he's going to talk, but we're going to find out who the fuck talking. That's all I'm saying. That shit is crazy as hell. For real.
What else is crazy? Young Thug's father knew that they were raiding his house 2 days before. Not 1 day, 2 days before. He still didn't get all that shit out of there.
Where'd you get this information from?
You gotta clean it up.
How did you know? Where did you find this out? I didn't know this.
Oh, yeah. Let me see what platform I heard that on today. I know. I'm trying to think.
Because I don't trust all these platforms. You feel me?
No. I don't remember what I got it from, but I'm pretty sure it's a fact. I'll make sure though. I'll drop the link in the comments after I leave. But yeah, I'll look back at my history of what I've seen because I don't subscribe to nobody that's fake on my stuff on my shit, man. Everything's real news. Everything's real. So I think it was iSheet. I'll go check though.
Yeah, man. Shit is crazy out here for homie though. I'm in my little 3-bedroom and shit, and it's funny to think I'm in a better situation than this millionaire, this famous motherfucking rich millionaire. He in the can, like in a 6x6 or whatever the fuck he in. And it's like, how the fuck you get yourself in that situation? And I'm hoping he innocent. That's all I gotta say, because this shit is wow, for real. But
well, I think Gunna's gonna get 5 or less. I think Gunna will see the light. I think Doug they got him at King's Flying, bro. They're gonna try to make an example. And the DA's been getting threats. I know you heard about that.
Yeah. And that, I reported about that shit on my other thing. But and the kid that went on. What's up with that kid though? They said he facing some charges. They still got him locked up. The one that was threatening.
Yeah, Yeah, it's just a troll, man. That's one of them trolls that be in our comments all the time, man. That's one of them. You know?
He locked up still?
He better drop a mixtape if he's smart. If he's smart, bro.
He better start rapping right now.
Oh, man. Use that clout because he got 28 charges. He got 28 charges. I don't know what it is. Bro, that's crazy.
He got the same amount of charges as the people on the indictment, 28. 28. That's what he need to drop that song. You feel me?
Right.
That's crazy as hell, man. And he like, how old is he, you know?
He was like 18, 17 around there. He's young kid.
God damn, man.
Young kid, bro. His parents are good family too. He's from a good family.
He's definitely from a good family, you feel me? He's from a good family. What you think Roddy Ricch's chances out in Rikers Island, how it's gonna look for him over there in there? I know you from Florida, but what you think? Give me an educated guess.
Yeah, so I'm from Florida, so we don't have the gang shit. So I got to think about the politics of this. So New York, it's majority shit. Right now, if you think about the system in the Rikers right now, just does it the guerrillas, what's Casanova's and I think they run the Rikers right now. I don't know how it's going to go for him. You better go PC. You better get the baby blue on. That's what I would do. Get the baby blue on. Do what Soulja Boy did, because Roddy got jumped in his gang late. He didn't get jumped in his gang.
Nah, they said because I put that up on my channel when Roddy Ricch got confronted by somebody from his gang, and Roddy was like, "No, I ain't get put on." He got put on back in the day, homie. He said it right there. The dude said it too. He confirmed it. So Roddy is from his hood, some Crip hood in Compton. I forgot the actual name.
Yeah, but he couldn't even when I watched it on your page, and Lat 100 brought him in the room or whatever. But he couldn't even detail when he got jumped. He got jumped in and shit. And all he could say was, "Have you ever counted $1 million? Have you ever counted?" So I don't know, man. To me, it just sounded weird. But I hope he does. He's a talented artist. Bro. I didn't really care for the last album, but if you think about the box and down below, all that shit, fire.
If you get jumped in, that entails a lot more than just getting jumped in. You feel me? That tells like, oh, you was with it. You did some things possibly or whatever else, and that's it. Like if you get jumped in the gang in the set, like you should be official. That's all. Because they don't just jump niggas in just to jump people in. So, and he did that way back before he had a hit record and shit like that. So, I had to give him his credit on that.
Right. I feel you. He might be. I feel that. He's talented. I know that. I know he's a multi-million-dollar streaming artist. This is a big deal. Mm-hmm. This is just like when Wayne got locked up, He's going to prolong it, though. You want to stretch it out as long as you can. You don't want to, I want to do a speedy trial. I would just try to stretch this out and try to do what YoungBoy did. YoungBoy, got the extension. Mm-hmm. I would try to do that, do music, and hopefully you get another COVID situation where they can just prolong it again. There's people from 2015 down here that still got court, bro. It's crazy. Like they stretching it out. So
that's true. YoungBoy was out on bail though. This nigga, he don't got no bail, so it's different. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for him.
I think YoungBoy didn't have bail too at first. I think his label had to fight for that, and then he left the label, which that's another story. That's another day.
YoungBoy from New Orleans. That boy go hard.
Yeah. He did the deal where he's in a different state and shit, and he's not around nobody. He can't leave. He's on house arrest. Mm-hmm. Hopefully his lawyer, Roddy Ricch, because that's another thing. You getting locked up in New York and your lawyers from LA, they got to find another lawyer for you, bro. Unless they got a
Damn. So it's basically fucked up for the boy Roddy Ricch. Young, rich, famous, and end up fucking going to fucking Rikers Island is really a prison. Rikers Island is not a jail. And if for a star to be there, even in PC, that's some hard shit. Wayne even said, "Oh, I'll never go back to New York again." After he got out of Rikers Island, he said he ain't never coming back to New York. That's his experience up in there. Yep. So that's crazy.
There's always the rumor. There's a rumor of Tupac getting raped in there, which we don't know is true or not. Yeah, but that's the rumor.
That's the rumor, but I thought it was in the prison, the other prison, not Rikers. It was
Okay.
Yeah,
Shit happens with Rikers too, though.
I'm sure. I heard a lot of shit about Rikers.
Well, you got Max B in there right now, right?
Well, Bigavelli is. I don't think he's in Rikers. He's upstate somewhere.
Okay.
He out of there. He in some prison somewhere. Whatever else. But Rikers mainly is them adolescents. You got K Flock, that boy from the Bronx who allegedly.
He's hard.
Yeah.
He's hard.
I've been listening to him lately. I'm still an old ignorant motherfucker, and I like that shit. And I like him. I like B Love shit too. And the Bronx is making a lot of noise lately, but he and Rikers, K Flock and Rikers right now. You know what I mean? What's up, B Rad? You all right?
Yeah, man, my bad. I truly apologize for that shit before. Not only the phone, but I've got a million problems over here right now.
It's all good. We're still on the Rowdy Rich. We started talking about the thug shit, but it's just,
I mean, you get these rappers. They come from out of town, and they don't feel safe here. You know, like they don't have their whole crew here. They're not in their own neighborhood. Like, and a lot of them don't move like that anyway. Like they're not out and about, especially in places they don't know. When they got people who want to see bad things happen and want to hurt them and willing to do it, you know, you're in New York City, like
you feel more safe with your own stick on you.
Absolutely. So, you know, Eddie got caught up, and he's going to go to jail now for having an unlicensed weapon with an extended clip in it, you know, an extended magazine, and that's
one of them dudes be gangster and be like, "That was my shit." Or whatever. Or maybe they called it on him. I don't know. I gotta find out.
Like I said, the one good thing is there's 3 of them right now that are caught up. They all got arrested for us. That means none of them are talking. So he may not even get the blame for this one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's, to be honest, it probably isn't his gun. It's probably his homeboy, one of them. Whoever lives closest, probably the guy from Jersey. It's probably his.
All right, homie. Thanks for calling. Good.
Yeah, man. Hey, y'all have a good one.
Appreciate
man. Good, brother.
Appreciate you all day. You feel me? We appreciate everybody that show love, Billy Rat, Bull Rat, and we remember everybody too. We got a lot of things in the works, but don't worry about that. You feel me? It's gonna come up. You're gonna see it. Hey, yeah, and we talked briefly about all of the bullshit surrounding Thug and everything else. You know, Metro Boomin.
It's getting crazier and crazier. Every week something's going on with that case, and it's never any like news that's like good for him, potentially good for him. Everything is just bad news ever since. And like, you know, he's picked up new charges ever since. I bet he's going to continue to get more and more charges because more and more people get arrested for it every day. You know, not everybody on that warrant has been arrested yet. They still got people picked up. So they're going to start talking when they get picked up. So there's going to be new charges. And man, it's getting
People
this is what happens. This is what happens. They build this huge case. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What?
I'll cut you off. What was you saying?
I was saying what happens though. They bring him in on charges and they build these huge cases, keep releasing information, but then like 90% of what they say doesn't stick. There's no proof. It's bullshit. They just say it to get it going in the media to make it look like he's already illegally or moving illegally. You know, he's already like busted. Basically, they're trying to make it look like that.
They already called him Ken Swan. But you got people making it worse by threatening the DA, his fans, and doing
that's not good. You're not doing him any favors. You're not going to intimidate any person these days. This ain't a movie. You make that phone call, they're going to kick your door in a week later, and you're going to fucking jail for attempted on a big government name. Like you're gonna bury you under the jail out in Colorado Supermax with like fucking terrorists and shit.
And it's making this case worse too. It's not helping him either, by the way.
No, that's the other thing is you don't even know, dude, and you're already fucking his case up for him. Like, yo, get out of here. And if you're friends with him, you fucking know better. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So
unless you're setting up like a 6-man hit team and you're gonna go in and take out mad people, like then don't be talking about him and what he's doing. Like, don't worry about it. You're not helping him. Like, never.
You got people causing the state money because now they ordering security. She can extra security and whatever else. So
it's nonsense too. It's like you think killing her is going to stop them from prosecuting this man. They're just going to put the next person on the case too. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, this is going down, and this is just business. This is part of doing business. This man, he raps about it every day. How if you do this, you're going to wind up in one of a couple places. It's one of those places. So, not like he didn't know that he wasn't going to face this one day. He already been through it.
And I don't think people threatening her are actually willing to pull out,
I don't think they have anything to do with him. I think they're just dumbass fans.
But I think they're so stupid that they think that's gonna. I don't know what they think. Oh, we're gonna scare them. There's retards out there. Excuse my language, but they're stupid.
Yeah, no, I feel you. They're just dumb fans who are just dumb. Like they're just giving them all they're doing is putting themselves in jails for a couple of years if they successfully pull off threatening these people like that. Like, think you're not gonna get in trouble for that when they catch you? You think they're not gonna catch you? Like
retarded. But yeah,
it's not helping him. And I mean, the stuff he did himself, like with that cell phone situation. I mean, you finally read up on that, I'm sure, or at least heard about it. But like, he gets past the cell phone, I guess, by one of the guards, and then he's talking on it like it's cool. Like, dude, how did you not expect that to be? I don't know. I mean, does he think he's that big and he's that hard that like nobody's gonna work for him? Like, I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. But they gave him a tap cell phone, and then he starts ordering hits on it. Like, are you kidding me?
I don't know if that's a fact yet.
Right. That's what not only the headline, but that's what the articles were saying. All of them are saying the same thing. So yeah, it may come out to be very different, and I hope so. But if that's the case, that's pretty fucking ignorant.
It's fuck for real. You know what I mean?
That's blatant and ignorant. At that point, you're kind of really asking for it.
You got a lot of stupid people, like I said. Real stupid ass motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
And nobody said that artists aren't stupid too. Like, they may be great musical geniuses and super intelligent in lots of things, but when it comes to common sense or what you should and shouldn't do, pushing the issue, they're just dumbasses. Some of them. I'm not saying he is, but some of them are fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
That's true.
They are people. They're not geniuses. They're just people.
Because they said when they came to arrest Doug, he told the cop, "You can't take me. You can't arrest me. I'm a superstar."
And that's because these people, like these big money people, like he's one of them, you know what I mean? You got millions and millions and millions, and you're famous, even if it's to a group of younger people or street people that aren't recognized by society necessarily, young people and street people, but you still got them, and you make a lot of money, and you're big to them, and they're out there. You know what I mean? You're gonna bump into your fans in this business, so yeah, man, he's just out there, and
he really I'm sure he thought, he'd be getting bail if he did get arrested, or he'd be right out and certain shit. But at the same time,
celebrities in general lose touch with reality. They don't know what real society is like. They don't live in it. You know what I mean? Like, most of them don't live in it. Like, actually, rappers are usually the last ones to get sucked into that side of the world or that side of famous. You know what I mean?
When you cross that level into superstardom, it changes. You know what I mean? So
start acting like a weirdo because you don't know what the world's like anymore. So you're just doing weird shit.
That's a fact, Jack. So now
he thinks literally you can't arrest me because I'm famous and I'm a celebrity. And in his past, that's probably been true. But this is a little bit more serious, pal. Like, they want to run you on the same charges that they built for John Gotti and for the Italian mafia, dismantling them. Mm-hmm. So like, they took down the mafia. And the mafia killed people and bought people.
I'm about to go into that. Yeah, for sure. Because there was a time when the mob was thinking they can't touch me. I'll be out in a day. I'll be out. And then they created them Rico shits. But Troll the Nonsense had a shout out. He said, "That's real talk, B-Rad. Celebrities lose touch with reality." And I agree with that. That's all they, but at the same time, they still deserve fair trial. Fair because their celebrity don't mean or whatever else. You can't treat them a certain way and use lyrics in that image, because I don't rock with that. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, and you can't go the other way and not charge them and not bring them up on this, bring them up on that because they're a celebrity and give them special treatment. So right now he's going through. Not as bad as your normal everyday person would getting thrown in that jail, but like, he's going through it pretty bad for a celebrity. They normally get taken care of, and he's actually in jail, going hard with everybody else, and yeah, he's in a real deal jail. And now all these stories you hear on other YouTube pages, like End the Sentence with 1090 Jake, like, that's Florida, granted, but like, he's in Atlanta. I'm sure it's different. It's not the exact same, but like, prison's prison, bro. Any number of those terrible things you've heard about can absolutely happen every day, because you're locked up with like 1,200 people who are probably having one of the worst days of their lives every single day they're there.
And then none of them.
No, they're cooped up in captivity. They're scared. They're tired. They're hungry, and they feel unsafe. Now, what do people or animals in general do when they feel like that? They fucking wild out. They attack. So all day long, it's just a fucking war in that place. You can't even sleep in there unless you got your buddy watching out for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like it's crazy. So he's really going through it, and he's in a gang. So a lot of people don't like him. A lot of people don't like him.
He's in a gang, and they got documentation of dudes that's supposed to be his opposition getting killed and whatnot. They got killings and this and that. Now let's get into this thing with Dirk. You know what I mean? Well, Dirk is King Von, rest in peace. But King Von wasn't killed by anybody from Chicago. That's what we probably talked about this before and everything. But and then FBG Duck, who is a Chicago rapper, really local. A lot of people heard about him, but he's local. And he got you know, he went back and forth with these guys, King Von and these different rappers, and he got songs disrespecting their dad and all that. He ends up getting shot and killed in broad daylight, you know, whatever else.
Yep.
Then this dude, another FBG member called FBG Cash, took a picture next to King Von's mural with his finger up like this after they said, after Lil Durk said, you can't come around or something like that. He went over there and took a picture with his middle finger up. And then, well, yesterday night, he ended up getting killed. Or yesterday morning, or the day before yesterday, he got killed broad daylight in his car with a female. You know what I mean? The female got shot. She's in critical. He's dead. And it's just like these people with like Dirk, like I fuck with Dirk heavy, but it's just so crazy how close he is to the bullshit. And it's like it's sad to me that these dudes getting killed left and right behind this beef, this gang war beef. And they making rap and making fans and bringing in the world on this gang world shit. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, this is the problem. This is the real problem. So you got Dirk, right? And he's in the situation he's in. You know, the whole old block thing. They're going against 63rd. You know, so that's been going on for a minute. And Dirk is definitely part of it. And you see what people make it out to be. You know, on Instagram and all that, you know, on social media, they make it out to be that, you know, he's that dude. He's really in the streets, going hard, doing shit. I doubt he does as much, if any, but they say he's doing all this sliding on people and whatnot. Maybe not exactly him, but he's putting money up for it. He's definitely involved one way or another. He's not just along for the ride. He's involved. But, like, people say that about him and all that. So it's just like, if he's untouchable, then that means he's moving the right way. But that's most likely because he's got the money to move that way. So he may have bulletproof windows in his car. He may have security with him, even if it's not in the car with him. They might be a car or two back in the Suburban with all these guns, and they're hired and allowed to have them. You know what I mean? They're real deal private security. So he's probably got that shit going on. But what his boys don't understand is that the party can't go on 24/7. He can't be paying for everybody to be with him at all times. He is going to go home by himself every once in a while without people with him. And when that happens, you are now left on your own, wide open, no money, on the block. You know what I mean? By yourself. Like, now what do you do? When you don't have the security that he can afford to have, when you no longer have that, now you're out there and you're wide open. And that's what happens to a lot of these cats, I think. I mean, look, I'm not saying they don't got no money. They're not broke. But I'm saying you got to have high money to have high-end security like that and to have all the vehicles, you know, and I don't know. So people know that obviously he's got that and he's rocking with that because everybody around him is dead. Even like he said, even people who got dough, like stars, you know what I mean? And they're getting knocked off too. And Dirk's always around. But it's crazy. And they're just killing each other back and forth, back and forth. When Duck got hit, you knew that something was going to happen, and it did. You know what I mean? And now they're back and they got cash, and now somebody else is going to get slid on it, back and forth. But I just saw one of what's his name? I can't remember the guy's name, but he was friends with he's friends with Old Block, I guess, and he's talking about just how it's not going to end, and like something's got to be done, like not even by them. Like at this point, he said at this point, it's like where's the governor? Where's the mayor? You know, where's the president? Like who's going to fix this shit? Because it's not just we'll stop shooting each other. There's a lot more going on, you know, like aside from the gang shit, you know, you have more people died in Iraq. I mean, more people died in Chicago than did in Iraq. You know what I mean? In one month or whatever it was.
It's revolutionary because they're talking about dead people, they're rapping about it, and they're talking about people's dead friends, and they're talking about smoking on their dead friends. And
It's
with Dirk is no one's ever been this close to the death like this and been on his level of superstardom. And that's why, you know, it's just important to just analyze stuff because you don't want nobody that you gotta always watch shit and watch for infiltrators and shit. But I fuck with Dirk. I know he's right or whatever else or whatever. But at the same time,
it seems to me at this point, honestly, it seems to me at this point that they're purposely not going after him. Like they want him to know what it feels like to have the whole world burned down around you, and you get to sit there and watch. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to do him. They're not going to get at him and kill him and end it. No, they're going to do it far worse to him. They're going to let him live, and that'll be far worse. He gets to watch it all go down and do nothing about it. You know, like that has to be it because somebody's protecting.
You got to imagine with okay, nobody expected none of this shit really. I knew because I'm close to the street. I knew from hearing them and like certain shit, you know, like I don't know about him being guilty of shit, but him being involved and being a gang member, all that type of shit, what comes with that.
You listen to a couple of his songs and watch a few of his videos, you know within 10 minutes that he's involved with a crew.
Of course. But
takes 2 seconds.
It's public knowledge for his friends getting killed, gang members, this or that, his ops getting killed. It's all public knowledge. And somehow, you know what I mean? And because he's an artist, he's bringing that money. I'm sure he's the cash cow of the crew, and that's all good. But it's a beautiful thing. Like I said, it's revolutionary that you're like this close to all this death and destruction on this level of superstardom. You know what I mean?
Do you think this brings upon change in the rap world? Do you think things are going to change? Like basically, I'm not saying because of this specific incident, but maybe after a couple more or after another, maybe hopefully it doesn't take this long, but till another big name celebrity gets killed. Do you think like hip hop finally steps up and attempts to not promote this specific type of rap? Like, do you think they go as far as to like put a ban or a cap on drill?
Oh wow, it's getting worse. These kids,
I'm just asking, what do you think? Because there has been times of change in rap in America. You know, it hasn't been that popular for that long. You know, it just got made like 50 years ago, but in a short amount of time, there's a lot's gone on. You know, like they had the ceasefire basically between East and West. You know, after it wound up, you know, killing both Tupac and Biggie, and then there were problems. You know, there was like a coastal battle back and forth, and people just in the street have nothing to do with it got hurt and killed over that shit. You know what I mean? And then eventually they put that to rest. And then they have like the Bloods and Crips through rap music and through that promotion came out and like called like a truce between the two of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
tied rags. Like there's always
there was always positive side too. There was a little positive side, positive rappers at the.
They try to come out and make a change because it gets to a point where you can't handle living like that. Like in the early '90s in Compton in that area, like it was not even cool. Like it's still tough. It's ridiculously dangerous to live there. But I'm just saying back then was even worse. And they attempted because they're celebrities, because they got the ear of the streets and they put music out. They attempted to talk to the people and see if they could do something about it. And apparently, you know, it helps slow things down. Like it doesn't hurt. But do you think this starts a movement of people coming out talking about chilling out, not really taking it to that level?
And whatever it could, for it's never going to be everybody in unison, the whole world kumbaya.
Definitely
it's going to be this and that, right or wrong, on people on this side, people on that side, and that's just hip hop. Is beautiful, you know what I mean? And you know, to answer,
there's always good things about hip hop. There's always good things about hip hop. It's just a lot of people don't want to speak about it. You know what I mean? Like, not that they don't want to, they don't care. And then I'm sure there's forces in the world and people in the world that don't want to see that information get out anyway, you know? Yeah. So it doesn't get airplay in certain places. But, you know, there are a lot of good things that go down, but people just want to hear about the hot shit, whatever, you know, the crazy stuff. Nobody cares about these guys donating money or helping out. Like,
nah, nobody cares about that. Okay, the troll the nonsense. To answer B-Rad, no. This is how hip hop makes their money. And it's very sad. These kids won't change unless their role model like YB and Dirk changes. And he reminded me of when they ran up in Lil Durk house and him and his wife, they had the things, and they shot these dudes out the crib in Atlanta. You remember that shit?
I don't remember that specifically. That's wild. I never heard about that, to be honest.
Yeah, they tried to run up in his house. He was in Atlanta because he can't be in Chicago, so I guess he lived in Atlanta. And they ran up in the house. Him and his girl held it down and started busting at the intruders. And
That's wild. That's wild. That's wild. I respect that. I always wondered why they gave him such clout. Like, what did he do? And that's just one of the things he did, apparently. But you were speaking about Atlanta when he was down there. That's where Cash was at. And one of his boys, I think his name is AK-47 or something like that. He was talking about it just recently, just like yesterday, today. And he was talking about how, he told him to get out of Chicago, like get out of there and go somewhere else. So this dude was down in Atlanta, and he came back from Atlanta, I think just yesterday or whatever. And he came out the plane and he was hanging out with some girl at like 5:30 in the morning on the side of the street somewhere. And he got approached by the dude. The guy pulled out, shot him and the girl, like you were saying. He's dead. He's critical. And he was just telling him, like, yo, if you're gonna move like that, you're gonna be moving around. You gotta be ready, like at all times, everywhere.
You have to.
And he said, he's like, you broke the rules, and you know, like, you don't come to Chicago, like when you've been gone for a while and people trying to get at you, and you finally come back home. Like, don't think that nobody knows you're there. Like, you posted something about where you were, or at least that you were back. It doesn't take much when they come looking for you. It's 5:30 in the morning. You're hanging out on the street with some chick in a car. It's not hard to find you, bro. There's not many people out right now.
And what they're not considering is they is got a lot of money now. DURKs.
That was the other side of it. People got money now, and if you got money, you can do damn near anything you want to do in America.
And he ain't gonna send them out there. They gonna already know what to do.
Dude, there's people watching him probably call him like, "Yo, I got this dude." There's probably people out there that are watching. Literally find out where he is from his postings, and then they find him and they call him. They're like, "Yo, I got this dude right now in a car with this chick. Yo, you want me to slide? Like, it's gonna cost you $20. You want it?" And they're like, "Yo, do it." And fucking bang, bang.
I don't think they go like that either. It's just
I think it goes like that more often than not in that way. I think it does.
They gang ops. So if somebody do something, somebody in the gang gonna know, and the word gonna get back to the big homie. Oh yeah, he the one that did. Oh yeah, da da da. All right, da da da. Whatever else. Because it can't go down like that. Because you'll be a dummy to be on the phone. Yeah, oh he there. 20 G's. Yeah, okay, get him. Nah.
Yeah. Not if you have a very
the enemies. They're the ops. They're the friends of the fucking people they kill too. It ain't like it's different. These gangs that they really, you know what I mean? They all hate the motherfucker, I think.
The reason I say what I said is because you know damn well that it would be smarter for someone not in their crew to take that shot if they can get someone outside to take that shot.
Yeah, you're right.
And then on top of that, I'm not saying like they just call this dude up out of the yellow pages and be like, you want to whack somebody on fucking 33rd and 5th? Like, no, like they've already spoken to this dude. They know who he is. He's associated with them. He's not in, but he's associated with them. He's a shooter. He's a killer. And he sees homie and he calls him up. He's like, yo, I got homie right here. What's up? Want to talk to him? And I'm like, yo, get at him. And then bang. And that's exactly how it goes down.
Yeah.
That's how it goes down, And that's it. Like, and you got to be paying attention, especially when you're in a position target. You can get it anywhere. Any of the 50 states, you can show up and get it. Somebody's willing to be there to put it in. You know what I mean? Somebody is going to be there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you go to Chicago, New York, Miami, LA, damn, like you're going to have dudes not even affiliated try to get at you. They ain't even going to get paid for it. They're just down to do it for the clout. Like, to them, that's more important.
Yeah, that boy DURK, man. He gotta watch himself, man. All this shit going on around him. I hope he
I'm telling you, I think they put it out there to not hurt him. Like, keep it clean. Don't touch him. Let him survive with all this and let him watch. Like, that's worse. There are things that people say all the time. There are things worse than dying. Well, that's one of them. When somebody decides to go after everybody around you that's innocent, everybody that you rock with or work with and rap with, even people you handle dirt with, but when you everybody around you.
He did the big thing with Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty ass is gone for a minute. He was known to do work with Thug. Thug is gone. All that whole Gunner, all them dudes out of here. You know what I mean? Metro Boomin, his mother, Metro Boomin going through shit right now. His artist died. Then Trouble, he got the big Trouble, biggest songs with Thug. He dead. You know what I mean? It's crazy as hell. like all the death and destruction surrounding him right now. You feel me? It's all
Now,
coming.
is it?
Not just and that's with Thug and Dirk, but I'm just saying with I flipped it. My bad. I started talking about Thug in the middle. I really talk about Dirk, like Pooh Shiesty. You know what I mean? Thug, the whole old block got raided. Fucking King Von. You know what I mean? And then now it's just crazy. It's just a lot of shit.
Yeah, but you have to think of it this way, though. The industry has changed so much now. Not even the industry so much as like music in general. I'm talking about just rap, just hip hop. Not even R&B necessarily, just rap. You know what I mean? Like it's gotten to the point where it's huge. It's absolutely huge. You know, it's huge across the entire country. The people involved in it become celebrities very quick because the people that are into their format and they're into people's format is Instagram, YouTube, you know, all these live sharing things, and they're all about it. There's a whole world in there that all these people are involved in, and they're directly tied into it because that's what's going on outside, you know, and they're all tied into it. So people are watching everything that's going down. So right now you got a lot of rappers that aren't even rappers. You know what I mean? Like they're not real rappers. They just got a name and they roll with a crew and maybe they'll hop on a track here and there. You know, that's about it. They're not special. They're just doing it because their friends are doing it. But now these people that are doing it, these are real gang members now, right? These people that are really about it, they're more gang members than they are rappers, for sure. And they're coming out, and they're in the industry now. So we keep hearing about rappers who are dying, but like, how many records has he really dropped? You know what I mean? No, he's done like 6 features for like 4 of his best friends,
He's not a
and
rapper.
now like one of their girlfriends. You know what I mean? Like, so. But anyway, so you have a lot of people that are in the industry now that are being considered rappers who, if the industry hadn't changed, if it was still record labels and companies that were really truly running the game like they used to be, the big names, and that was it, not all independent to make their own music companies. But when you had to deal with the major companies, they didn't take everybody. You know what I mean? Just because you had a fire album doesn't mean that they're gonna give you a record contract.
They doing single contracts because these kids are dying so fast. They're like, nah, I'll give you a single contract. But look at just like you said, Moneybag Vontae, LA rapper, got murked in the Bronx just yesterday. Just, you know what I mean? Like, this is how it's going down. Like, and he's a drill rapper too. So, like you said, there's more gangsters that call themselves rappers, and they're more gangster than rappers, and that's why you're seeing all these deaths out here in these streets right now.
I agree. You know, they wouldn't have passed the test to belong to one of the major labels. One of the major labels see, yo, this dude ain't gonna be around for 6 months. He's either gonna get hit or go to jail for life. And we don't sign people who aren't gonna be around to make music.
Yep.
Or what they sometimes might do is, for one reason or another, back in the day, and I'm sure they still would do it now, but back in the day, they would pay an artist, you know, take their record, pay them, give them a bunch of money, and then just stash their album with no intent of ever playing it. And now they've got them locked up on a contract where they paid him once an insignificant amount of money. They sold off whatever they got from him, probably made their money times 10 back. And now he just sits in the back corner and they don't put anything out of his, and they got him locked down. He can't leave because no one's going to buy him out of this insane contract that he signed.
Yep.
And that shit used to happen to people all the time back in the day. They would literally just take you off so that you can't be on another label, but they don't feel like putting your music out. Like, so who knows what's happening, like why they would be doing shit like that. But long story short, now production companies are different. It's every rapper that hits pretty big in the underground and the club scene, they get some money together, they put out a song, probably, you know, produced by a big name or something like that. They get a ton of money. The first thing they do or should do is buy a studio and open an LLC. Now you own your own music and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, then you can sell it if you want to, but you don't go get a deal and they just take your shit. You're already established. You send them the paperwork. Say, hey, you want to distribute an album with me? Like, you want a piece of this? And you give them your demands, or you just do it all on your own and not care. But promotion is good from the large companies. They're good at that. You know, they're bigger and stronger.
7 sign authenticity, and when they die, the record labels will bring back their record because they know fans pay attention to rappers who just died rather than die. So yeah,
always,
yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? So like with all that's going on with Dirk and Lord willing or whatever, he survived through this and he become an old school rapper. Do you think he's going to change his his all around like content into trying to get more positive, or is he gonna forever be on this gang shit? Is that a theme? Do you see? Like, I don't understand. Like, is this forever? Like, I'm like, yo, it's crazy. That's all I'm saying. Like, come on, man.
I think the only significant change you'll ever see to his style, let's say he continues to make music for like the next 7 to 10 years and continues, and doesn't get killed or murdered or whatever, doesn't die for whatever reason. I think the only change you'll see in his music it'll go to more of a secluded, quiet, small, like lockdown, land low type style, and that's about it. You're just gonna hear about pain, nightmares, and shit like that. I mean, that's that's the only real change you're gonna hear in his music. He's not gonna go there. He's not gonna go anywhere.
That's sad as fuck. Now, is Durk the last like gang affiliated dude on that level of superstardom? Because we see what Thug is going through.
Thug and Gunna out there. You know what I mean? Thug and Gunna out there. But wasn't there a headline? I didn't look into it at all because it's probably bullshit. But they were saying something about what's his name? Chris Brown. Like someone was talking shit recently about Chris Brown and him potentially getting in trouble for like gang related shit. You know what I mean? Like I think they're really just going after anybody they can with any affiliate or any affiliation to any bad crew out there and just try to lock them all down just to like put an end to it, because they don't really care if rappers are killing each other. They really don't, you know what I mean? But
obviously
they care because the information's getting out there to people and it's popular culture. And if you have popular culture that's about whacking and taking out your enemies, everyday people are going to wind up doing that. You know what I mean? Just because that's in the music. It's bad enough how it goes in this country already, people killing people left and right. Mm-hmm. Now you start throwing it in music, glamorizing it, making it like cool to drop hits again. Like, people Americans romanticize violence, especially neighborhood gang violence. They always have. Like, look at all the mafia movies we watch. What is that all about? It's about crews of Italian dudes or other people who hang out with this major gang crew that was made 1,000 years ago. And they went really, really hard, and that was the thing to do, was be an Italian gangster back then. And now it's just different. Like, people love gangsters, and they always will in America. It's just something about it. We romanticize them. Like, these people are bad people. They hurt people. They don't care. They're different. Like, they're the kind of people don't get it. They're the kind of people, when you're out hanging out in a group of people in a circle talking, that's that dude over there that you don't really trust and you feel really awkward around. You know what I mean? That's usually that kind of person, because it's not normal to want to kill people. There is something wrong with you. If you're in the mafia and you're just doing it because you absolutely have to and you're not cool with violence, that's cool. I get it. You're a normal person. That's fine. You chose a certain life. That's one bad, terrible thing about it. You just have to deal with what you do. But there's other people out there that are killers. And if you've ever been around someone who's a killer, I actually know 2 people who are in prison, one for life for murder. In New York, and I knew this kid. I went to school with him. I knew him for a while, and you always knew something was going down with this kid. Yeah. And he was the one who would actually do shit about it. He was extremely emotional over weird shit that normal people wouldn't be that emotional over. About girls and stuff. But it was like it was insanity all the time, and he was a super emotional person to the point where he got ripped on by these other kids that he hung out with all the time. So like, he was just. Then he got a little violent over it, and then he wound up killing someone over it. Like, and he's doing life. They made a movie about him and everything. Like, and I grew up down the block with this guy, so it was terrible.
Shout out to Young Boy. We mentioned Young Boy. Troll the nonsense. Young Boy will always be the biggest, no matter what Lil Durk tries. YB will always have that top spot. I truly believe Birdman when he said YB is on the path of being a millionaire. Well, I think he's been a millionaire. So that's not the question. Young Boy is rich for sure. But he's another one that I forgot to mention that's on that level of, he's a gangster and he's affiliated with certain people and he's still out there doing his thing. And that's crazy, you know what I mean? So I fuck with Young Boy too. I got that album Colors. I like that shit, you know what I mean? 7 Sign Authenticity agrees with you. And it's just, yeah, you said billionaire, okay, because you said millionaire. He's been a millionaire. But it's crazy. Like these dudes, millionaires and involved with gang shit. How like to me, it's just stupid as fuck. It's time
Well, to them, it's kind of normal. Like the people that they associate and fuck with in the hood are into this music business. You know what I mean? That's what the gang does. It's a business, and if there's a business based on the people in the neighborhood, the gang's going to be involved in it one way or another. You know, like, and that's just it. So like, they just come up around this. They see it all the time. That's the dudes they want to be like. Then they start talking to them when they're young. You know what I mean? And then they start rhyming because of it. And then they start talking to them and hanging out with them when they're like 17, 18. And you know they're out there with real people doing real shit because they got big money, and people don't understand how much money these guys really make. You can take a rapper that you've never heard of, but he's popular in his town, like say Orlando or something like that. That kid has tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars in his bank account, and he's not even a huge rapper, but he does local shows, he sells albums, he gets money off of YouTube, he gets this, that, third. You never heard of him, but he's probably got like 500 grand in the bank.
Yeah,
and owns a house.
There's a lot of them, a lot of those. And I
a
lot. Authenticity gave a good point. He said Chief Keef will always be stamped as the grandfather of starting this. And what he means by starting it, I think he's talking about drill music. Now, the thing about that is, you know, Durk was involved with the beginning of that drill shit too. And
they got tired of it.
So is that really a good thing? Because they involved the gangs into the music. They intertwined it in such a way to where it became almost a culture, American culture with these young kids, and it's all across the world now. So while we glorifying this, is that really a good thing? Because now when you put the gangs in the music, that's why we having a lot of more deaths. That boosted up the murder rate across the city with the young kids in the city. So while we bigging them up, saying Chief Keef started this and all that, yeah, we gotta look at Chief Keef's big homies and shit, because Chief was like, I don't know how old was he, like 12, 13 with that bang bang. He was a young motherfucker. But in this video, a bunch of old ass gangbangers pushing it. It looked fly. We seen the whole neighborhood behind it. The beat was banging. Young Chop, all that. It was all good, but we didn't think about the long haul and involving gangs with the fucking music, man. It's sad. It's dangerous. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm still a fan of it, but yeah, Chief Keef was a big part of the beginning for sure. But don't forget, Durk was there too. I ain't gonna lie, Durk was there too, for sure.
All these kids, you know, they didn't just start rapping 2 years ago. You know what I mean? They've been rapping since they're like 9, 10 years old. You know what I mean? And some of them get really good. And the ones that have bars and they live in the neighborhood, like they live in the same apartment building with like 6 other dudes that are big into music and banging, you know what I mean? And they've known them their whole lives, and that's what they know. They watch these cats, they watch what goes on around them, they see money, women, the whole nine, you know what I mean? Everything you see with gangsters. And then on top of that, these dudes are in music, so now they're just coast to coast gangsters, you know what I mean? People know who they are.
And I can't blame them either, because you know NWA been doing that shit, but not really calling out a certain gang and naming enemies and shit like that. And then my boy Cheech, BKNYC, he said Jim Jones was doing the same thing early 2000s. Yeah, with the certified gangsters. But to me, I still don't think that's the same thing, because if you listen to Chief Keef, he said smoking on that too good when he was way back in the day. And that's in the beginning of the shit. He's already dissing the dead. So Jim Jones wasn't dissing no personal dead person from the opposite gang, naming the names. NWA wasn't. So that's what I mean about this next level. This drill rap is not really drill if you ain't talking about, you know, a op, if you ain't smoking on the op, if you're not really, you know, known for, if they know bodies behind this shit. These kids do all this crazy research, and it's unfortunate and sad, but this is what I mean. You said Jim Jones, but no, Jim Jones wasn't talking about I'm smoking on Jimmy, smoking on Michael, or talking that shit. And NWA, none of that. They were gangster affiliated, but to get real personal and really name people, that's different. That's crazy. That's taking shit to a whole. Imagine your best friend got killed right in front of your face, brutally, by some guys that you know from the other side of town. And then you got to look at a video getting millions of views, and they talking about how they smoking on them and all this type of shit. Like even in Jacksonville, we talked about how he was on the grave site, kicking over the grave site. Rob Stark, the people that are behind Durk are responsible for the Cha-Cha Slide. All Chicago rap is going influence from Kanye to Lupe to these guys now. Yeah, I'm just saying because of the gang influence though, because of that the violence and that's infused in this shit, the gang violence, people dying to death. You know what I mean?
That whole kicking candles and disrespecting and all that, like that is just different level. You know what I mean? Like that's a different level. Like you just that's just sick. Like you have no soul type shit when you fuck with that. Like you have that's terrible, man. Like have a little respect. But they keep shitting on them, and it's antagonistic. That's all it is. It's just to get at the people who are left, their friends, their family, and to be like, now what? You know, like they think they're playing tag with laser guns or some shit. That's what you would think based on the way they act. But no, man, like they're shooting at each other, and they don't care. They don't care at all. They have no respect for life. That's it. They have zero respect for life. Obviously, they don't care about their lives. They don't care about anybody else's life.
They don't give a fuck. You heard? You never heard a song from a star on Dirk's level. He's talking right to his ops on a hit song. Don't respond to shit. Respond. And you seen your boy did the picture in front of on Von's mural, end up getting killed. You know, a couple weeks later.
He's not kidding at all. Like he's not kidding at all. At all. He's talking about it. He's not doing it specifically, but he's obviously involved in making it. Plan, you know what I mean? They're all involved. It's their crew. Like that's what they're doing. They're running their crew. Like they got the big money. They're gonna be the boss, if not the second highest, because they got all. It's his money they're investing and playing with and using. You know, like he's gonna be a huge person in the gang, and he is obviously. Mm-hmm. And bodies count for him too. You know, because he's the one who said do it.
Yep. Cheech BKNYC, I agree with you. He said, I think gang rap and drill rap aren't the same. Yeah, I don't think gangster rap and drill rap are the same. Gangster rap and drill rap are two different things. Drill rap is very different breed, and I'm sounding like an old motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. And I do listen to some of the shit too. Don't get me wrong. But it's some real evil, foul shit. That's all I gotta say about it. And it's just sad. And I just hope all the kids don't have to. Everybody don't gotta follow one genre. You feel me?
See, I'm very lucky when I got into rap music. Like, when I really started getting into it was, you know, like 94, maybe like 93, 94. So like I caught the tail end of the old school era. And then that entire late 90s to like 2008, like was just different. Like the music was just amazing. You know what I mean? Like, and they play it all day, every day. That's what stations play, music from like 98 and up. You know what I mean? And it's still awesome. It's definitely one of the best eras of rap thus far. That started from, I'll give a credit to like the 60s, I suppose, is when the genre kind of started up with poetry and whatnot. Started becoming more and more. But then obviously this late 70s and 80s in the Bronx is a lot. That's where it started. So, it's not that old, but they've been killing it so far. I got to be honest, they're killing it. Nobody wanted them, and they pushed the issue because the people want it. It's amazing to see. It's awesome. But yeah, I got lucky. I came in at the best time. I think personally, like they got everything wired straight. All the kicks were out, and they were just rocking and rolling, making music. And it was awesome to see. So like I still listen to that. I still mess with the old school heavy. But the new stuff is dope. Don't get me wrong. New stuff is definitely dope, but it's crazy, this whole drill thing. It's different than gangster rap. It's definitely different than just rap in general. It's a specific section, and I don't think it's gonna be around very long. I don't think it's gonna be around very long at all, because people don't last in that line of work.
Hey, Trolling says, yeah, and I fuck with all them artists you named: Twister, Crucial Conflict, Do or Die, Do You Wanna Ride, Psychodrama, The Adrenaline Rush. I fuck with all that shit. We're all gang and would sneak some drill in there. So I agree with you on the Chicago violence. Yeah, but they was more musical, and it wasn't all about taunting the ops. And so this music now, it seems like it's all about taunting the ops. You feel me?
Well, this genre specifically of drill, that's all it's about.
Yeah, the genre. And let me correct myself for sure. You know what I mean? 07 sign authenticity.
Yeah, and then you have singing rappers, basically like R&B rappers, or like dancing rappers, so like Chris Brown and like Diddy and them. They'll be put into one section. They're not in drill rap, so they're a whole different genre of rap, But it's all offshoots of the same thing, hip hop and R&B, and people have their own areas. You have gangster rap, which is going to be like the Locks, Dipset, and then a million other people all the way to Bone Crusher, like all them. Then like Jeezy was in there, like. I don't know. Then we had you have like drug dealing rappers, which was definitely Jeezy. Everybody's seen the stories down there. EMF, they went hard.
But I'm just saying, that I don't think like the spread, this drill shit is taking over, and it's really
just,
like,
I hate to say it, it's just a fad, but it's true. But I feel bad saying that because people are dying behind it. So it's not really a fad. It's just
I don't think it's a fad.
it's to look into a very specific type of life in the hood that some people experience and you never really hear about. Now they're making music directly about it, but again, they're not gonna be around very long. They'll drop a song, like a Bobby Shmurda. You know what I mean? Like he dropped a few songs and then he got put upstate for what, 8 years he wound up doing?
Yeah.
And he's just getting
And
back out.
Drill at the beginning of drill. But let me end this shit on this note. Let me just make this point. Hip hop started in the Bronx. We all know that. That's documented. That's facts. You know, now Chicago became a phenomenon because all the murders and shit surrounding the music. The music was, a lot of it was questionable, but a lot of stars came out. A lot of it was good too. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, this drill scene is spreading like wildfire, and you got certain kind of genre of drill music across the different states that started in Chicago. That drill, it went to Brooklyn. You know, we became some stars, and it went to other states. But now, in New York, the biggest song, it came back around to the Bronx after all these tries, all these artists who were trying to become stars and become this new thing. Now it's back in the Bronx. And you got this dude, K Flock, who's in jail, who might not be getting out. But then you got B Love and these other Bronx artists. You got JT and all these dudes. And now the light is on the Bronx. And it's just funny how this shit worked. You know what I mean? We down in this drill genre, but it brought the light back around to the fucking beginning of hip hop and where hip hop started. So it's kind of ill. It's kind of crazy. You feel me? And that's just all I really wanted to say about that. You know, we hit that hour. I ain't getting no calls and shit, so I ain't keeping it going. But I think it was a good show. It was a great show. We made a lot of points. One day, it'll be discovered. Nah. But shout out to all my people. I love y'all. You know what I mean? And we appreciate everybody. It's the Bull Rag Show. I think this is episode 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Definitely. I apologize to the people about my technical errors earlier. My phone holder is actually in my car. I'm in my car right now, and my old one was broken, so I was trying to use it, and it kept breaking and sliding on me, so I had to pull it off, and then I couldn't get anything to hold the phone up like that would keep it up, and it's been an issue. But I fixed it. It's all good. Apologize about that. And I think next week we're gonna have some good stuff because we're gonna have answers to all these things we're talking about today. So we'll be able to recap that, and we'll be doing a little extra work this week, find some more stuff to discuss. But yeah, definitely, it's been going well so far, and we appreciate you guys coming and checking us out and listening and see what we got going on, and let us know what you think. You know, give us a call, shoot us an email, shoot us a message somehow, one way or another, and we'll discuss, you know, whatever you got going on. If you got any questions or you want to hear about something, let us know. We'll figure it out. We'll let you know what's going on.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right.
So, peace.